Hi, welcome to my stay-at-home workout. Thanks for joining. If you're tuning in on Instagram or if you're watching this on YouTube later, in which case please don't forget to subscribe for more. All right, today is day 5 of this week for me, so that means I tend to focus on accessory work. So rather than the bigger compound lifts, tend to work on smaller muscles or muscle groups that maybe didn't get so much attention through the week. But before I do that, just going to show you what equipment I'm working with today. So I have my little 10-pound ball here for my weight. Dumbbell or a kettlebell will work as well for sure. I have a really light sort of resistance band, one of these style resistance bands that I'm going to use for some pull-aparts later on. So something with not a lot of tension would be good if you've got that. And then I've also got this thicker lower body resistance band, which I'm going to get into as well. Okay, so before I get into the 4 main exercises for today, I always start with a little bit of core bracing. Just going to do something nice and easy-ish today. All of today's workout is going to be fairly simple and not too intense. I had a pretty intense day yesterday and I'm going to have a nice big core workout tomorrow, so this one's going to be a little bit gentler. But anyway, going to start with what I call the plank circuit for a little bit of core bracing. Okay, so we're going to start with side plank. Side plank is going to be from the elbow. You can either do strided feet with the top leg forward, or you can do stacked feet with the ankles right on top of one another. From here, I'm going to bridge up at the hips so that I'm in a nice straight line from the bottom of my feet to the top of my head. I'm making sure my ribs aren't flaring, so I want to think rib cage down. You can have your arm up in the air if you like, or let your arm just chill by your side. Doesn't really matter. You can squeeze in with this elbow towards the torso. That's going to tighten up the lat and the oblique here to help you maintain that nice straight line and tightness throughout your body. A few more seconds here, then just going to roll right in to a classic forearm plank. You want to make sure, once again, you're that nice straight line. You want to make sure your back is flat, your butt's not too high in the air, and you're not letting your midsection sag. Also, you're keeping your shoulder blades protracted forward so that you're not hanging out on your shoulders, you're not letting your head droop. All right, going to be about 20 seconds here in total, so just a few more. Let's roll into side plank on the other side. Just going to be a mirror image of whatever you did on the first side, so the same stance in terms of your foot position. And once again, you want to think squeezing this elbow in towards the torso, tightening up this area right here. Nice straight line. I like to point my toes up. Helps me keep tightness and concentration in my lower body as well. A few more seconds here. And just going to relax. Touch the hips to the ground. Shake that out. A few more seconds. We're going to go through that one more time. And then from there, I'm going to hit 4 resistance exercises. Okay. So if you tried strided feet last time and it was too easy, why don't you step it up a little bit and do the stacked feet, just for an added challenge, if you like. Otherwise, strided feet is totally fine. All that basically does is introduce a balance challenge when you stack the feet. Here, of course, it's pretty easy to maintain balance. Here, it's you got a narrower base of support, so it does make it a little bit tougher. Okay, so bridging up at the hips, squeezing in with that elbow towards the side, nice straight line to the top of the head, ribs down. Side planks are great for bracing the obliques. Why I do the circuit like this is I like to get a 360-degree brace around that spine, so the entire core I want to be nice and tight and activated basically before we do any other exercises. Let's roll into that classic forearm plank. A nice little trick for keeping your midsection from sagging is to bring the hips and the lower ribs together, knit those two things together, and you're going to tighten that midsection up, almost like a hollow rock type of position. You want to make sure the shoulders are away from the ears so you're showing lots of neck. You don't want to be shrugging, and once again, you don't want to let that head droop, okay? Also, shouldn't be turning your head, I'm just addressing the camera, so once in a while I do. Let's roll into side plank on the other side. And once again, just a mirror image of whatever you were doing on the first side. I'm going to hold this for another 10 seconds here. All the time squeezing in with this elbow. right, so 4 exercises today. Gonna get a little hamstring work in there with some lying hamstring curls. Gonna get a little bit of tricep work in as well with some tricep extensions. Gonna do some band pull aparts. It's gonna be a nice little gentle pull for the back. We're gonna work those scapular muscles back there. And also gonna get a little hip work in with 3-way abduction, which I'll show you once we get into it. Let's actually start with that hamstring curl. So if you have a dumbbell, this is going to make it way easier than if you have a ball like me, because the ball likes to roll away, but it is doable. If you have a dumbbell, basically what you're going to do is get set up just like me. You're going to lie in your front. All right, make sure your hips are down on the floor so your butt's not up, okay? So you're flat. You want to make a little cushion for your head, basically, so that you're not kissing the ground. I just do that with my hands. You want to get the dumbbell in between your ankles, or whatever weight you've got. If you got a ball like me, you're gonna have to really lock that in between your ankles like so. And from here you wanna point your feet basically up towards your, if you were lying on your front, they would be pointing up. So you're pointing those toes up, and then you're just gonna curl up like so. So we call that a little bit of dorsiflexion in terms of that ankle position. And that's what it's gonna be like, okay? So we're gonna do 10 of those. 1. Squeezing the butt at the top, keeping the hips down. That's 3. That's 4. I can feel that ball's gonna fall. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's 10. All right, nice. From here, you're gonna hit those tricep extensions. You can totally do these standing up. I just want to remain in frame, so I'm going to just do this in a tall kneel. But if you want to do it standing, by all means, it's probably more comfortable. Okay, from here, you're going to take dumbbell, kettlebell, what have you. You're going to put that behind your head. You got those elbows pointing as forward as possible. So I'll show you from the side. It's going to look like that. You want those hips locked out. If you're in a tall kneel like me, you want to keep the core tight, ribs down. All right, basically spine neutral. And from here, you're just extending those arms just from the elbow. So you're just moving the upper part of the arm. You should feel that in the tricep, okay? And the weight is going straight up over your head, so hold on to that tight, okay? Gonna go 10 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. Next up, we got 3-way hip abduction. So you're going to want like a little chair. I'm going to use this stool. The couch would work fine too, but the stool's a little closer to the screen here. Okay, so from here, I'm going to step into my lower body resistance band. If you don't have one, you can do it without it. It's going to feel a little bit easier, but this is going to be fairly high reps, so you'll still get some work out of it for sure. So you're sitting up like this. The band is basically just above the knees there. Has a little tension on it. Put your feet far apart enough that you actually feel it pulling your knees together. You're going to grip the side of that chair or what have you, just to help you keep the ribs down, the core nice and tight. You're going to keep a nice tight grip on that. So the 3-way abduction refers to the position of your torso. So you're going to start bent forward like so. You're going to push out against that band with your knees. All right, so that's the abduction part. Abductors being those muscles that allow you to spread your hips. Okay, so you're going to do 10 in this position. We're going to get up tall. We're going to do 10. You're going to lean back and do 10 like that. So that's the 3 ways. Okay, all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sitting straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Leaning back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Definitely gets a little spicy towards the end. You notice how important it is to keep the core tight when you lean back. It becomes even more of a player. All right, and 4th here, just going to do those nice, easy band pull aparts. I'm also going to do this in a tall kneel, but by all means do it standing, okay? You can totally stand up, just keep the core tight, ribs down, knees soft, all that good stuff. No pressure about the stance, it's no big deal. All right, from here, you're just going to take that band, you're going to hold it straight out. Basically at shoulder level. You notice I'm not shrugging though. I got my shoulders back and down, right? Little tension on the band to start. I'm just going to pull out to the side, and that band's going to come and ideally hit me right in the chest. If you want to see that from the side, just going to look like that. I'm bringing those shoulder blades back and together, okay? So 10 here, nice and easy. 1, little squeeze of those shoulder blades. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was a great antidote to the sort of pull forward seated posture we tend to find ourselves in, especially when we're stuck at home all day. Little breather here. Gonna hit that whole superset 2 more times, so it's gonna be 3 sets in total. As you notice, 10 reps per exercise. Okay, gonna keep it going fairly quick, just to work a little bit of cardio work in here as well, especially because these exercises aren't too challenging today. But if you do find yourself gasping for breath, obviously slow down. If you're watching this later, you can pause the video. It's all good. You don't have to go at the same pace as everybody. Everybody can go at their own pace. Okay. Hamstring curls. If you find yourself not so challenged by this, a great thing that you can do is if you have a dumbbell, you can actually take a resistance band, anchor it off to something back there, like, I don't know, a door handle or something, a table leg that's definitely not going to move, and then you wrap the other end of the band to the dumbbell itself, the handle, and then when you reach the top of the rep, it's got a little bit of tension pulling you back down, so it actually does increase the challenge significantly. Just a little idea there, okay? All right, cushions in the head, keeping those hips down. Gonna point those toes, so dorsiflex those ankles, remember, and then curling up, little squeeze at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gonna feel it in the glutes for sure too, that's all good. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice, let's roll right into those tricep extensions. All right, get that tall kneel, ribs down, elbows pointing as forward as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, a little bit of 3-way band abduction. Take a moment to get yourself set up. Stepping through that band. If you don't have a band, I mean, you can just do this, right? And just do a big push apart. You're still gonna feel something, especially when you do 30 reps in a row and you do the 3 ways. It's still gonna work. Obviously the band, it'll add a resistance. You get a little bit more bang for your buck out of that. Okay, just above the knees there. Grip that seat, ribs down, core nice and tight, and lean forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lean back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, nice. I'm actually just going to stay seated right here because it doesn't really affect the band pull apart because it's really all upper body. Just to show you, you can do this in a variety of positions. You can do this sitting on the couch like watching Netflix or some shit, you know? It's all good. All right, so keep those shoulders down. We're gonna squeeze those shoulder blades together and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, little breather, then we'll get into round 3, which is the final round for today. Not gonna have any finisher today. Trust me, tomorrow is gonna be finisher enough. Okay. Take a breather, get water, whatever you need to do. I'm gonna keep the pace pretty snappy here. Okay, get set up here, squeeze that weight, dorsiflex those ankles. Make sure to keep those hips down, squeeze the glutes at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, tricep extension time. Get those elbows pointing forward, And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your 3-way band abduction. I'll show you from this angle this time just for a little variety. Stepping through that band, just above the knees. A little tension on it to start. Lean forward, grip that seat, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Leaning back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, nice easy band pull aparts to finish things off here. You know, this is sort of a resistance exercise, but it's also sort of a rehabilitative exercise or a restorative exercise. It's almost like a stretch, and you can treat it as such. Okay? Now, just to keep those shoulders back and down, you don't want to be doing this. It's a reverse shrug. Okay? Arms straight, elbows almost locked out. Okay? Slow squeeze at the back. Bring those shoulder blades back and together. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. That nicely opens up the chest, doesn't it? That's actually it for today, folks. Just a quick one for you. Tomorrow I'll be back with a core blast. But in the meantime, please stretch, foam roll, cool down. Don't underestimate the work you just did. Always make sure to cool down regardless of the intensity of your workout, all right? And I will see you tomorrow. Thanks very much and take care.